Hi, accelerators. How are you today? It is the 16th of November, and today is Mindset Monday. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what I did this afternoon and share with you some information that hopefully you will find helpful. So, today I had a visit with my dad. He has Alzheimer's disease, and he is in a memory care facility. And if you know anything about how COVID and the pandemic has been doing regarding nursing homes and memory care and assisted living places, you know that it's not a pretty scene. So every time that I get in to see my dad and have a visit, we're 6 feet apart. We're actually more like 8 feet apart. We have a plexiglass barrier between us. We are both wearing masks. We're not allowed to touch, no hugging, no kissing, no fist bumping, nothing. We're at opposite ends of a huge conference table, and I get to talk to him about his day, what he remembers of it, which is usually next to nothing, and my day. Today, he was actually very talkative. And the last part of our visit, I wanted to leave him with some things that he could remember, which is what I always do. And one of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to get him to gain weight. So I talked to him about the notion, he's a very positive guy, very happy camper. But I talked to him about the notion of not turning away anything. All right. So today we talked about the terms hell yeah and heck no. And during the last part of our visit, we also talked about negative Nancy and Debbie Downer. These are fictitious people that I run into on a daily basis. I don't know if he runs into them in his memory care facility, but I am sure if it's like any assisted living facility that is loaded up with old people, he's going to get his share of negative Nancy's and Debbie Downers. And my father's a really positive guy, and I don't want anything to interfere with that. So, what do we talk about? We talked about hell yeah and heck no. And the nice thing about Alzheimer's disease, and this is the only nice thing about Alzheimer's disease when it comes to my dad, is that when he wakes up in the morning, every day is brand new. All right. And 99% of the time, he's a happy camper. So I'm very blessed in that way. And as a result, I love going to see him because he is a very positive person. He's very love affirming. He visits with me, but tells me constantly how much he appreciates what I'm doing and the other caregivers in his place. So that's got to make me feel warm and fuzzy. And it does. But unlike him, your days are going to be different. You are going to remember what happened to you the day before, yesterday, earlier today. And my question, and raise your hands, is how many of you have talked yourself out of working hard on your next pivot idea? Raise your hands. How many have talked yourself out of your next great idea? Because it won't work in the pandemic, because you tried that once before, because nobody else is doing that, because everybody else is doing that, whatever the reason, okay? So I want to ask you, have you really leaned in for a month or more, taking action on that new business? Are you the expert on this new business, whether it's airbrush tattoos, candy cups, yard art, caricatures, painting on canvas, doing home decor? Are you the expert? Heck no. Are you entitled to share what you know with the people who follow you? Hell yeah. Do you need to have all the answers in order to be able to share what you're doing and determine if this would be something that your ideal customer is interested in? Heck no. But you do need to do something in order to make something out of it. All right? So in order to move forward, you need to take action. Hell yeah. You don't have to get it perfect. Heck no. But you do have to get it going. Hell yeah. I'm a hell yeah sort of person, if you haven't figured that out already. And I can help you get organized to move forward. I can help define the next thing that you should do. If you're overwhelmed or deflated or unsure of what direction to take your business in, I can help. All you need to do is send me a direct message and I'll be happy to spend a half an hour on the phone with you or on a Zoom call just for you and your business to iron out your next steps. Creating action out of confusion, creating organization out of chaos are the things that I do best. Today, also on this Mindset Monday, I want to share with you a quote, which I'll give you at the end. But before I do that, I want to share just a shout out to Dave Roosh. Dave Roosh is a musical entertainer. He has a really unique niche. He actually does entertainment programming and educational, so it's like edutainment around folk art and nautical songs having to do with the Great Lakes, okay? So what he does is in a sort of history conversation, he presents songs sung in the historical past about the Great Lakes, and he also tells stories about steamships and schooners and what the Great Lakes were like in terms of a place to sail. And he's really good at it. And as a result of the fact that he's talking about history, he gets a lot of school shows. All right. One of the things that he and I have in common is we agree that until you go all in, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. All right. So although I understand your need to pivot and try out different things during this global health crisis, and I encourage you to do so, you can't just keep doing that because one, you'll never have any revenue to show for it. Your customers are going to be really confused because they're not going to know what you're into now. They might not even know that you're still in business, depending on how quiet you're keeping this pivot exploration process. He knows, as I do, that you have to go all in. You have to lean in for at least a month, maybe longer, and you have to tell that little voice inside to hush up. Heck no. Let your positive self, the one with the good outlook, the one that's into taking action, the one that's into moving forward, let that inner voice rule the day. Get out of yourself, tell the inner voice to be quiet, and keep in mind that it's going to take some practice, but with practice, determination, persistence, and a hell yeah sort of attitude, your next business can come out of this pandemic. The quote that I shared today on Mindset Monday was from Jesse Owens. The battles that count aren't the ones for gold medals. The struggles within yourself, the invisible battles inside all of us, that's where it's at. So thank you, Jesse, for that positive, inspirational quote. Thank you, Dave, for a fantastic blog, not only today, but ongoing. And for all you accelerators, remember, I'm here to help you find that one thing that will enable you to move forward. Don't hesitate to DM me. You can find me here on Facebook or my YouTube channel or anywhere where you're hooked up to the internet. Thanks. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week.